Hello everyone, this is take 2 of my vlog for The Masked Singer, Season 8, Episode 2. Probably not going to be much smoother than the first one I was doing, but I deleted that one. But anyway, so this is for Episode 4. After I record this one, I'm going to go ahead and record for Episode 5 because I had a pretty busy week last week and did not get around to doing the vlog for Episode 4 last week. And then I will probably post them at around the same time. Hopefully the one for Episode 5 does not post before the one for Episode 4, but I've had stuff like that happen in the past if I start uploading one too soon after the other. So they had a new round of characters that performed for their eventual place in the semifinals. We know Harp is already going to be in the semifinals. She won every episode in the first round. It was Andrew Lloyd Webber night, and the show opened with Nicole singing. I don't think that I ever wrote down what the name of this. Oh, yes, actually, no, I didn't write that down. Anyway, Andrew Lloyd Webber was there, and he played the piano for Nicole. Then Ken sang from Phantom of the Opera. Webber stayed as a guest panelist. The first character was Maze, aka Corn. I love that costume. Actually, I love all of the costumes this season. They have just been so creative, in my opinion. And so, like I said, wonderful costume for Maze. The Webber. Oh, he said Webber needs to make a musical about him if he really wants to go down in history. And now I was not sure if Maze, I should say, was a male or female. Most of the panelists were talking like they thought it was a female, and I was almost certain it was a male. So when I made these notes, I referred to him as them because I didn't know for sure. So they showed a billboard that had 3 stars on it. He did impressions of the greats, he said, hoping to be discovered. He had an MC mic. It literally said MC on it. A comedy of errors. Okay, anyway, he said something about a comedy of errors as they moved to the city and struggled to find their place in this business of show. Oh, yeah, okay, it was a comedy of errors as he moved to the city and struggled to find his place in this business of show. I just explained why I used there and them, and then I confused myself. Anyway, he said, finally, quote, an earful of excellence, and, end quote, I'm sorry, finally. I feel like these were posters. Anyway, one of them said an earful of excellence, and then there was a unicorn. And he said the unicorn of shows, and these were reviews actually about the show. Okay, said an earful of excellence and the unicorn of shows. He said the city smiles with him as he shines like a king. And he said, bravo. And then one of the people, it was Ken, commented bravo. And he said maybe Andy Cohen said he doesn't want to get carried away here, but he's a smash hit waiting to happen. So far, my 3 thoughts on the character, given the way he carried himself and things that he said, which made it seem like he was a really big star, were Bill Murray, Sean Bean, and someone from Smashing Pumpkins, because it said, he said it was Smashing, and yeah, anyway, he seems like a well-known actor to me, and he also did live theater according to his clues. So, he sang Heaven on Their Minds from Jesus Christ Superstar. He did a very good job. I guessed that he was Hugh Jackman at that point when he started performing. He does live performances, and he has done movies where he did singing even. He said that he's a fan of Andrew Lloyd Webber, and his onstage clue was a banner that read TV, movies, stage, even hosting. And Hugh Jackman hosted the Oscars at least once. So I was sticking with Hugh Jackman at that time. But yeah, it said TV, movie, stage, even hosting. Maze has fans frozen to their seats. Now, I personally felt that the word frozen was used to throw people off because they do that sometimes, just saying. I missed a bird that was in his clues that they were talking about, but Hugh Jackman was in the movie Prestige, which has birds in it. It's a movie about magicians. If you've not seen it, you really should watch it. I feel like I've said that before making these videos. Anyway, he also said that he carried... the panel, I think it was, said he carried away... that he said something about being carried away in his clues. Weber thought the person was young. I felt that the person was someone who was older or at least middle-aged. And, oh yes, I did write down he's saying heaven on their minds from Jesus Christ Superstar. So I didn't think I said that, but I did. So anyway, the next one that performed on episode 4 was Mermaid, who was laid back in a shell and immediately gave me Tina Turner or RuPaul vibes. It was a very magnificent costume. There was a theater setting. I noticed a harp and music stands, and it made me wonder if maybe she was connected to Harp in some way, but we don't know who Harp is yet, so maybe we'll find out if they're connected in some way. Music stands. She said Simply the Best, which is a Tina Turner song. And as I said, a lot of times they try to mislead us with clues that they say. It wasn't a straight shot to success for her. She said when her career was taking off, a terrible accident led to a major setback. And then it showed a moon with fog all around it. She was petrified she'd never be the same and wouldn't be able to perform. She turned her anguish into an anthem, and before she knew it, oh baby, she was back on her feet and swimming in supreme stardom, which made me think of Diana Ross. I don't know that she was ever in an accident, but it was Diana Ross in the Supremes, so I was like, maybe Diana Ross, right? She said she's performed for princes and popes, and there was music on her stand that said movies across it, so like she sang in movies or maybe written music for movies. There was a record album with a lady who looks like she was dancing the tango or some sort of salsa dance, maybe the samba or something. She says she said she's as big a legend as Andrew Lloyd Webber could be. Oh my gosh, I should have taken a nap before I did this, maybe, right? Anyway, she says she's as big a legend as Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I said, could be several people. Confusing myself here. In my personal opinion, she could be several people. She performed Any Dream Will Do from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And she sounded to me like she's a country star, made me think a whole lot of Loretta Lynn, who recently passed away. And at the time I was like, she could still be Loretta Lynn because she was probably, this was recorded probably a few months ago, right? At least. I didn't actually feel like she was as good as Maze was, but she did make me think of Loretta Lynn or some classic country female singer. And I was like, it could still be RuPaul. And the stage clue for her was, they all had banners on this one. It said, Mermaid makes waves, enters Library of Congress forever. And I'm like, that could be RuPaul, right? He probably has a few times. So I liked Robin's guess of Gloria Gaynor, but the picture on the album led me to lean more toward Andrew Lloyd Webber's guess, which was Gloria Estefan, because it seemed from the picture that the person was probably Hispanic or sang like Latino type music, right? And then there was also the fact that she was in a horrific accident in 1990 that did paralyze her, Gloria Estefan, that is. So the last one that performed was Robo Girl, which is another very cute costume. She said she feels a little out of her comfort zone stepping into the limelight on Andrew Lloyd Webber night. She's in an alley with, like in her clues, she was in an alley with neon signs. There was a dumpster. They showed a surfboard. She said for much of her career, she's lived in the shadow of superstars from Missy to Pharrell and even David Bowie. Their talents made it hard for her to recognize her own. She was worried it would never be her turn. She booked a job that changed her life forever. And there was a name tag that read stage name. I'm still, well, anyway, I started to say something. I'm not going to say that, but anyway, I don't know what that means. I mean, I do know what that means because, like, Madonna is not actually named Madonna. And there are several singers and actresses and such that do use stage names. I know what it means, just in reference to her. I'm not sure what it means. Anyway, she said she not only found her own pretty little spotlight, but gained the most magical fandom in the world. And see, that leads to referencing Pretty Little Liars, which it may or may not do, right? Pretty Little Spotlight. And then it showed musical notes. Oh, well, yeah. Anyway, it showed musical notes, which I'm going to explain when I talk about the next episode, okay? Anyway, and she said that her finding her own pretty little spot, taking the job that she took, has given her supernatural confidence. An important word there also. And they showed jars of honey, which I will also explain in the next episode. Or when I talk about the next episode, not in the next episode. I'm not on the episodes for some reason that I don't understand. Anyway, she said she's going to take the lead tonight, and a cat meowed, which I will also explain when I talk about the next. Well, anyway, she sang Bad Cinderella from the play Bad Cinderella, of course, her musical Bad Cinderella. And Call Me Crazy, but I was thinking she could be Madonna. You know, Madonna performed with David Bowie for sure, and a lot of other people. Her banner says, while on tour, Robo Girl holds her own opposite multi-Grammy winner. And I was like, I mean, it could be Madonna, but we would expect her to hold her own against a multi-Grammy winner because odds are Madonna's a multi-Grammy winner herself, right? So she performs with someone who won multiple Grammys, is what that was referencing, you know, and possibly even more than one person. Her clues said stepping up. The panelist said, I didn't hear her say anything about stepping up, but they said that she did. So I liked Ken's guess, which was Lucy Hale from Pretty Little Liars. And then he also guessed Selena Gomez, and I liked both of those guesses. Though the Lucy Hale one seemed to make more sense, I would love to see Selena Gomez on here, but I know she's really busy right now. So everyone voted, and the first one that was revealed on episode 4 was Maze. But I personally felt like it should have been Mermaid. I didn't think she was as good as Maze. That's my personal opinion. I feel like they voted more for her costume and the fact that they knew she was a diva than the way she performed on the actual show. I stuck with my guess for Maze being Hugh Jackman because it's an awesome guess, right? My guesses are hardly ever right, but it was a great guess, I think. Anyway, he turned out to be, drumroll please, Mario Cantone. He's a very, very good actor, very musical, and I believe it was Ken that guessed him and got him right. At least one of the panelists did get him right. Pretty sure it was Ken. So then the battle royale, of course, was between Mermaid and Robo Girl. They sang Don't Cry for Me, Argentina from Evita, which I thought was very funny because if you have ever seen the movie Evita, who plays the main role? Madonna. So I was like, well, if Robo Girl's Madonna, she should really kill this one. And I thought she did. She did a very, very good job on it. They both did very good jobs singing it. In my opinion, Robo Girl did great. And she was crowned the queen of that episode. Now, despite the fact that I thought that she could possibly be Madonna, I did decide to stick with my original thought of Diana Ross for her for various reasons. One of those reasons being because she seemed to me like she was someone who was quite a bit older, possibly not able to stand for very long still due to the accident that she had had, which, like I said, I don't know for a fact that Diana Ross was in an accident early in her career, but there are a lot of things that we don't always necessarily hear about people who are famous. So it's possible that she was, but of course my guess was wrong. Usually is, but anyway. She turned out to be, I don't know if you can even hear that or not because my phone blocks out the background noise a lot of times. But anyway, she was Gloria Gaynor, whom I believe is the one that sings I Will Survive, which is a very great song. Or is that the one that Gloria Estefan sings? I meant to look that up before I did this and I forgot. But the costumes this season are just super, super great. I hate that they are revealing 2 people per episode, though they do have a whole lot of people that are on this season, and I look forward to finding out who is going to actually win and who they're actually going to be. So Robo Girl, as I said a while ago, moved on from episode 4 to episode 5, and I'm not going to do these in the same vlog or the exact same video because I'm trying to make my videos shorter. And I said here a while back that I was going to start doing the Mystery Mondays vlogs again, and then I had decided, partly because I deal enough with depression on my own without digging into stuff about missing persons and stuff, but I've decided that I don't know when I'm going to do it. It will probably be at least a month from now, but I am going to start back up doing them. And the first thing I'm going to do is update on cases that I have talked about in the past. And then from that point forward, the only things that I am going to cover are missing persons cases in our national parks, especially the cold cases that need attention brought to them. And that's within the United States, of course, because that's where I reside. And then if there is something that someone brings to my attention or wants me to do a vlog about concerning a missing person, I will also do that. I still have not learned how to edit stuff into my vlogs. I had a couple of ideas on it, but I've just been not feeling super great health-wise and stressed out in my personal life and stuff. So I have not taken the time to look into those and see exactly how well they would work. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let everyone go so I can start filming my video for about episode 5. Everyone, have a great whatever time of night or day it is in your part of the world. Stay safe and stay positive.